you guys, and welcome back to the Call You in 5 podcast. I am McKenna, and my co-host Cassie is not here with me today. We have been, I feel like, kind of catching up from the holiday break and stuff like that. And plus, it is snowing. It is a blizzard outside. It is like negative, I think 11. It hit negative 11 today. So we're staying home. We're staying cozy. If you're not watching from YouTube, if you're like listening, I'm wearing like this really cute knitted, warm, cozy set, and I've been obsessed with it, especially in the cold, chilly winter months. I will say though, it does have a little bit of a breeze, so that hasn't been like something that I wear outside, but lounging around the house and, recording this podcast, it's been so fun and like mom errands and just like quick things when it's not literally negative 10 degrees outside. But it's so beautiful. Like, it's currently snowing. And I wasn't really expecting it to snow. I knew it was going to be cold this weekend, but our car is completely covered. So we're just snowed in. It's a cozy day at home. I've been trying to get some work done. I've been catching up on homework. Joey has the day off because today is Monday, the holiday. And so it's been kind of nice. Leela is down for a nap. And if you're a mom, you get it. Like, you get as much done as you can during nap time. And right now I have some peace and quiet to film a podcast. So I'm like, I'm going to take it while I have it. So that has been kind of nice to have the snow, quiet. My house is not clean, but I will clean that at some point today. That is on the to-do list, but my main goal was the podcast today, homework, and then I have a couple UGC videos to film at some point. Anyways, I thought it would be fun to just do some quick life updates, and then we'll dive into the podcast. Today, the theme for what I want to talk about is how to 10x your life, 10 times your life. And I don't mean that in terms of like numbers, like 10 times your whatever you're trying to accomplish. I don't mean that in terms of numbers. I just mean that in terms of like fulfillment and just overall like well-being. 10 timesing your life in the aspects that you care about and want to prioritize. I actually just got a new book that is all about this, but I haven't read it yet. I just thought it was like a fun concept to think about. And I've just heard a little bit about this book that I know I'm going to just eat up. Like, I know I'm going to love it, but I can't speak to the book. So this is my own take on 10 timesing your life. I have heard though some things from the book that we'll get into in a little bit. But first I wanted to just kind of chat about some life updates for me. I know that by now most people know that I'm pregnant, but if you're new to the podcast or new here, I'm pregnant. I'm 20 weeks as of yesterday, as of Sunday. So I'm halfway through, which I cannot believe that. I am halfway through already. It's mind-blowing to me. It's going very fast, but also at the same time, it's going very slow. Like, if you've been pregnant, you know what I'm talking about. Like, the time flies by. But also the days, I feel like, are kind of just long because you're just tired, maybe sick, exhausted. If you're taking care of a toddler or another kid, that can be even like more overwhelming. But the thing for me is I've had a lot of like insomnia, pregnancy insomnia. And so it affects my day because my work time is nap time. But if Leela's napping, sometimes I'm like, I need to nap too. So then it affects the nighttime, and then I'm up at night, I'm up late. My whole routine has kind of been thrown off, but I'm okay with it. Like, I'm just embracing it. My workout routine has been thrown off a little bit, but it kind of comes and goes. Like, last week I felt like I was on a workout grind. And this week we didn't start it off very good, but that is because I am literally sick again. You guys, I have been sick nonstop since Thanksgiving, and we are halfway through January now. And I don't think it's the same cold. I think I'm literally catching everyone else's cold because when I'm pregnant, my immune system is completely shot. It is non-existent. And I feel like I have been catching every cold possible and I cannot get over it. I even got to the point where I had such a bad cough that was like waking me up at night, waking my husband up at night, which he sleeps through anything, so it was bad. And he was like, you need to go to the doctor and see if you have like a bacterial infection and need some antibiotics. So I went and I got put on a 10-day course of antibiotics, started to feel better by the end of those antibiotics, like day 6 into it, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever. I started to feel really good by the last few days. And then the day after I finished my antibiotics, a cold. I had a cold again, you guys. So here we are again, sick. I don't know if it's a new thing. I don't know if it's the old thing persisting. I don't know what it is, but that is my life right now. So if I sound a little bit congested, that is because I'm sick. But what's new? If you like follow my vlogging channel, I do a little bit of vlogging on YouTube, McKenna Ashcroft. And if you follow me over there, you know that I have been nonstop sick. So, and on top of that, being pregnant, not to complain a ton. I've been having back issues though, which that's a whole nother story. But as down as all of this sounds, I feel like I'm finally just really enjoying being at home. I feel like Leela and I have like a morning routine down. I'm just soaking up the last bit of time that her and I have together. It's fun running errands with her. So I don't mean to bring everything down because life is really good. But, I just feel like I can't catch a break between my sicknesses and my back, but I know we're going to get through. I know this is just a season, and I'm trying to still enjoy it because I know it won't last forever. Okay. Plus Leela is literally in the best stage right now. I feel like she's just so fun to be around. She's just been in the best mood. She loves playing. She loves reading books, all of the fun things. Anyways, so today's episode is how to 10 times your life, which I know that this book I'm about to read is going to have probably a completely different take on 10 times in your life. But that's why I wanted to talk about it before I read the book, because I want it to be my own concepts. But I just loved the idea of 10 times in your life. And if you see me on YouTube, I have a little bit of notes that I've taken over on the side that I want to like chat about. But I do know that this book, the only thing I've heard from it is if you want to 2 times your life, you have to change 20% of the things that you do for whatever aspect it is you're trying to change. That's what I heard from this book. So I'm not quoting it because I haven't read it yet. Again, I feel like I just have to like put that disclaimer out there. But I heard that this book talks about if you want to 10 times your life, you have to change 80% of what you're doing and get rid of it and bring in new 80%, which seems like a ton. But basically it goes into saying that if you change 80%, you're more likely to stick to it because it's all new coming in and you're just more focused on it. But with that being said, I wanted to dive into several different topics. I think I have 10 written down, but we'll kind of try to rapid fire it so I don't take too much of your guys' time today, but I feel like it's a lot of good stuff and kind of things that Cassie and I have already talked about on the podcast, but we just want to like reiterate, and I think that they're so good to chat about. So the first thing that I think is so important if you want to 10 times your life is to have a growth mindset, which sounds easy to do, but it's not always easy to do. I feel like it's kind of a habit that you have to practice over and over in order to constantly have that growth mindset, because I think we're so quick as humans. It's just human nature to think, I can't do that. I'm not good enough to do that. Why me? Why me over somebody else who's way more qualified? But I think the first step to 10 times your life is having a growth mindset. Because if you're going to grow that much 10 times in whatever aspect it is you're trying to grow in, you have to have a growth mindset. If you don't think you can do it, you are not going to do it. And I think adding on to that, for me, having a 10 times mindset, there's a couple aspects in my life that I want to 10 times, so to say. And that would be my personal life, which would be being a stay-at-home mom, being present for Leela, taking her out to the park more. I mean, I feel like we go a lot. Obviously, we can't right now because it's freezing. And the last couple days, we've gone to like an indoor play park that's really fun, but she's not quite old enough for it. So a lot of the things she can't do. But I just want to be better about that, getting her out, getting her to do fun things. I also think it's fun for her to run errands with me and just go to the grocery store, go to get things that we're out of, whatever. And I think that's fun for her to experience. But I just want to make sure that, what we're doing, she's having fun. And essentially that. So that would be one aspect of my life, is being a good homemaker, being a good mom, like I mentioned. My house, I feel like just as I became a mom, it is so hard to keep up on everything. And I've been really prioritizing work, but my house just gets cluttery. The dishes pile up a little bit. Luckily, I have Joey. He helps out a ton, but I want to be better about keeping up on my house. just like all those homemaker things, a better wife, more patient, all of those things. So I want to 10 times that aspect, that personal aspect of my life. But I also want to 10 times the current business that I have, which I'm very lucky. This last year, I kind of started on a new business venture, which is social media. And I am so blessed to basically be doing social media full time. Before that, I was doing wedding photography, and I still do wedding photography. I love wedding photography. It's just not my full-time business anymore, but I'm having so much fun with content creation, and I want to 10 times that business, not in the sense of like income. I'm talking about like just fulfillment from it. And I feel like TikTok has been my main platform on that, but I want to 10 times that in terms of growing on other platforms. So I've really been dialing in on Instagram. I love connecting with people on there. I made a broadcast channel, and I feel like I've been having so much fun with that. It's kind of like not modern blog, but almost. It's like a modern blog where I can just share my thoughts with my closest followers. And I think it's really fun to just build that community there, but also on YouTube. If you're probably watching this from YouTube, we have this fun podcast here, but then I also have a personal vlogging channel that I have a lot of fun with. But, same with you, same with the podcast. I'd love for it to grow. I'd love for it to just become more of that consistent full-time thing and fulfilling. Like, I just want it to feel fulfilling. I feel like I compare myself a lot, and I kind of talk myself out of doing a lot of things. But this year, in terms of growth mindset, 10 times, I want to stop talking myself out of things, and I want to stop saying I'm not good enough to do that, because I am. So that would be kind of my own personal goals. The next thing, so I guess number 2 that I want to talk about is you can be ambitious with your goals. You can set crazy goals that seem unattainable. But the key to that is to also have an aspect of you that's a little delulu, that thinks, yeah, this is crazy and probably impossible, but I can do it, So just setting super ambitious goals. Again, it could be number goals. It doesn't have to be number goals. And some of those goals that I have are just a little bit more personal, so I'm not going to really dive into them. But I think at this point, you probably know what your goals would be, and you kind of have an idea in your mind of what you would want to 10 times. So kind of think about that. How can you set really ambitious goals that seem almost a little bit crazy, delulu, and something that you can have a growth mindset towards? So when I was in high school, I was on the swim team, and I remember my coach saying, in order to win a race, you have to literally close your eyes and visualize exactly what you're going to do. Every stroke, every breath, the flip, like all of that. He's like, it sounds crazy, but you have to vision it. You have to think and picture exactly how you're going to do it. And that stuck with me even to this day. If you want to 10 times your life, you have to be able to envision what your life looks like when you 10 times it. So I'm sure, again, you have something that came to mind. Visualize that, think about it, picture it, and believe that you can achieve it. Next, this one isn't obvious, but we sometimes need that reminder: continuously growing and learning. So continuously learning, take a course, read a book, whatever it is on the topic that you're trying to 10 times. You want to continuously be learning about it and not just get stagnant and think that you know it all. Even with photography, something that I have been doing, I was tallying up the years the other day. I have been doing photography for about 10 years. That is crazy. And I'm not trying to date myself, but I have been doing it since I graduated high school. And I still to this day am trying to learn more, grow more, learn about my equipment. I don't know everything about my equipment, but I know a lot about it. But there's still more that I can learn, and there's still more tricks and hacks and fun things, creative things that I can do with my camera that I haven't tried yet. Like longer exposures, kind of fun movement photos. There's things that I want to try to do, and like flash photography. I want to get better at flash photography. I think that you can always be learning and growing, no matter how far into the business you are. I think there's always room for more improvement. Ooh, I am so sick, but I want to push through this. Okay, time management. Let's talk about that. So you also want to be able to manage or master time management. Something I'm learning to this day and struggling with to this day, because I literally have 2 hours a day to get everything I want to get done while Leela naps. And her naps used to be 3 hours, and they are starting to get down to an hour and a half. They're just getting shorter and shorter as she gets older. So I have to hustle when I have the time, and I have to soak it up and take advantage of it while I can. I think I'm not an expert on time management, but the thing about time is you can never get it back. And it's kind of a scary thought. Money always can come and go. Time does not. Like, we're here in the present and we only have the amount of time that we have. Like, we don't even know what that time is. So you want to be spending your time wisely. And I think spending time with loved ones is never a waste of time. Obviously, like spending time with Leela and playing with her and stuff like that. Sometimes I feel like I'm getting nothing done, but it is so important to spend that time with her. And then during nap time, instead of scrolling on TikTok, I need to make sure I manage my time well and get the things done that I do want to get done. Like, for instance, this podcast. So I think we just need to have a good grasp on time management. If we want to 10 times our life, we can't be consuming so much social media, which I say that because that's where a lot of my time goes. I'm trying to stay up on the trends and stuff like that. But I also want to just be myself and be timeless and make content that I want to make, not stuff that's just trending because it's trending. I think it's fun to do the trending content, and I always will think it's fun, but I think that's really all I have to say about that topic. I think we all know where we waste our time and how we can change it and how we can better it. Okay, prioritize health and well-being, right? This one is such a huge one. Joey even made the comment to me. He's like, it's so important for you to work out because I just notice it in your mental health. Like, you just are so much happier. And I'm like, that is so true. Working out is a huge priority for me because I feel so much better, even if it's just walking, even if it's getting outside, going on a walk. I do feel super accomplished if I achieve a workout that pushed me first thing in the morning. So I've really been prioritizing that. Around like 8:15 is when I've been scheduling my workouts. I used to be like a 5 a.m., 5:30 a.m. workout girly, but that's just not me when I'm pregnant. Things change. I'm exhausted. I need more sleep right now. And I'll probably get back to those early morning workouts. But for now, around 8:15 is perfect for mine and my family's schedule. And that is when I need to prioritize working out. That's why I feel like I was on a roll last week, because we kind of nailed down that schedule and I signed up for classes ahead of time. So Sunday, I think it was last week, I signed up for all my classes throughout the week, which made me go because I did not want to get a cancellation or a late fee, which those cancellation fees are so expensive. They're like $14. I'm like, especially if I'm using ClassPass. ClassPass, the classes are like just a couple bucks. I'm like, if I don't go, I'm literally paying more for the cancellation than I would be for the actual class, which if you haven't heard of ClassPass, this is not sponsored. I will link it below though, because you need to check it out. It's a new thing that I found. And I know as a fitness instructor, I hated ClassPass because the classes really are so cheap. But as a consumer, ClassPass is amazing because the classes are so cheap. So check it out. I'll link it in the show notes if I can, or in the YouTube description if I can, but you should definitely check it out because I pay, I think it's around like $40 a month, and I'm able to take like quite a few classes with that. They have different like tiers. So you can pay like $70 and get 48 credits a month. You can pay whatever, like I think 100 and something and get 80 credits a month, or I don't know. You can check it out. But essentially the classes that I sign up for are anywhere between 2 to 5 credits. So it can get you like a lot of classes. I think there's even like a 13 credit package for like $20 a month. Maybe it's 20 or $30 a month. So you can, what I like about it is you can try out different workout classes. I don't like to go to the same workout every single day. I just get kind of bored of it and stagnant and tired of it. So I feel like ClassPass has been like huge, because then the other days I'm not working out at a class, I can work out at home and I can kind of change up my workout that way. So check it out. The next thing, I just have this broken up into like topics that we're just going over. Next thing I want to talk about is build a strong network. And not like in a business aspect even. I mean, it can be, but like a strong community of friends that support you and love you and want you to succeed, it's kind of hard to come by those people anymore. We're all very competitive. And I think sometimes people don't really want the best for you. They get jealous, envious, or at least, I don't know. That's kind of been my experience. And there's only a few people in this world that really have your best interest at heart. You need to cling on to those people and build those people up as well. Give it back to them and just build your network of people that are supportive and encouraging and aren't going to tear you down, because there's nothing worse than saying, I am doing this amazing project and I'm so excited about it. And then your friend, I should say friend in like quotes, is like, well, why would you do that? That doesn't seem like a very smart idea. There's no way you can do that. That is not a good network of people to be around. You want to be around people who are like, yeah, that sounds crazy, but I think you could do it. People who are encouraging and uplifting. So build your network if you want to 10 times your life, because the people you surround yourself with ultimately are going to have a huge impact on the outcomes of your life. Okay. We have a few more topics. I have 3 more topics that I really want to talk about. And one of them is pretty short. It's pretty self-explanatory. Embrace failure. We all know this. It's cliche, but in order to move forward, and honestly for me, I was just thinking like, I was taking a little quiz for school that didn't impact my grade. It was like a practice quiz. And I was getting a lot of questions wrong. And I was like, what in the world? I am not going to do good on this. But those questions that I got wrong, let me tell you, the second time I took the practice quiz, I got every single one of those right because I had gotten them wrong the first time. I feel like I learned the most from my failures. So failure is not a bad thing. It is something that is going to be like a stepping stone to get you to where you want to be or where you need to be. So embrace failure. Be okay with it. Be okay with the cringe, the big, the loser, whatever. Be okay with making a fool of yourself, because that is when you're going to find the most success, the most growth, and the most learning. That is not the right word to use, but you're going to learn the most when you fail. And I was literally just thinking that an hour ago when I was taking my quiz. I'm like, wow, I feel like it's okay that I got those questions wrong the first time, because I will never forget them again. Okay. And then this one's a kind of a scary topic, but I think it's a good one. It goes along with failure. Take calculated risks. And I say that because calculated is the key word. Obviously, you don't want to just take mindless risks. I'm kind of a risk taker, and sometimes I'll take mindless risks, but you want to take calculated risks that are thought out and smart and are a little bit risky, get you out of your comfort zone and help you grow and build as a person. And know that it is okay if you come back to the topic we just talked about. It's okay if you fail. It's okay if you don't achieve what you thought you were going to achieve, because you're definitely going to learn from it and you're definitely going to grow from it. And I guarantee the next calculated risk that you take is going to be even better. And then the last thing that I wanted to talk about is gratitude. Cassie and I talk about this all the time in all of our podcasts, is gratitude. Because a year ago, if you would have told me that I would be doing everything that I'm doing now today, I would be mind blown. But somehow today I'm like, oh, I should be here. I should be doing this. I should be doing that. I should be further than I am. But a year ago, if you would have told me where I am, I would have been just completely floored and so proud of myself. So I need to remember that, and I need to practice gratitude and be thankful for what I've accomplished, what I've done, where I'm going, the mistakes I've made to get me here, and all of that. Just practicing gratitude, even if it has nothing to do with your business or your goals or whatever. Gratitude for having the most basic things that we take for granted every day, like a roof over our head, even though it is literally negative 10 degrees outside. I'm inside, I'm warm, I'm cozy, I'm in a cozy sweat set, and, have food on the table. Like even those basic things, we all have things we can be grateful for every single day. And then we can lead up to those even bigger grateful things, such as working from home. I'm able to work from home. I'm able to be at home with my daughter. There's just a lot of things that I've accomplished that I'm proud of. I'm going to school. I'm almost done with school. I think I have a semester left after this one and I'm done and I cannot wait. I went to school for dental hygiene, but obviously I don't do that. So I'm getting a different degree right now, and I'm getting it in business and marketing. And I feel like that goes along with the things that I'm doing in life so much more. And I'm very blessed to be able to do this in life and have such a supportive husband that helps me do that. So those are kind of all of the topics that I think are so important if you want to 10 times your life. And you can take that for however you want. I know that this book that I'm excited to read is, and I want to read it first before I dive into talking about it, but just the idea and concept of changing to 80% of what you're doing in order to 10 times your life just seems like a crazy concept. So we can take all of the topics that we talked about today and think about ways that we can change the stagnant that we're doing in our life, or just the mundane, repetitive stuff that we're doing in our life, how we can change those things, maybe 80% and 10 times it. Whether that be even friendships. If you're trying to strengthen your friendships, you're going to have to change something. You're going to have to go out of your way, and you're going to have to put effort and time into those friends that you want to deepen a friendship with. Or school, if you want to get better grades, you have to change what you're doing now and put in more effort, put in more time. So just finding our priorities. And yeah, that is pretty much what I have for today's episode. If you've made it this far, we are so thankful that you're here. Make sure that you subscribe to wherever you're getting your podcast from. If that's on YouTube, subscribe to YouTube and hit the bell button. If you're on Spotify or any other platform that you are listening to your podcast on, be sure to subscribe there too and leave us a review. It helps out so tremendously much. You can follow Cassie and I both on our Instagram at callyouin5. And that is all. We will see you next week. Bye.